home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Verbo's last-minute deals make chasing fresh mountain powder incredibly easy. With thousands of homes close to the slopes, you can get epic pow, freshies, first tracks, and more. Find last-minute deals with the last-minute filter on the app. Book a private vacation rental now at verbo.com.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan on mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
As a young adult at this point in your life, you probably have a lot of questions. Like, what's next? What does my future hold? The thing is, there's no right answer. Only your answer. Your friendships, experiences, and purpose. It's all your choice. So what will you choose? As you make choices about the future, the military can be a resource for information to help bring a fulfilling path into focus. A public service message from the Department of Defense. To learn more, visit todaysmilitary.com.
Blowing out your birthday candles should be easy, but if you have undiagnosed COPD, you may find yourself short of breath. Early diagnosis and treatment can add years to your life. If you have symptoms like wheezing or chronic cough, talk to your doctor and visit copdfoundation.org today.
It's only getting every customer's order right. It's only a point-of-sale system connected by Spectrum fiber-powered business internet, helping you track hundreds of secure transactions. And it's all backed by 24/7 US-based customer support and local technicians. It's only everything. Get Business Internet Advantage free forever when you get 4 mobile lines from Spectrum. Visit spectrum.com/free for life to find out how. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
For this morning's show, we'll be back tomorrow again. Julie Gumlock, feel better. Darn it, we're thinking about you. Here comes Chris Plant. Good morning, Christopher. Now, I was told Chris Plant was in studio.
Nobody's moving to New York. You see this stuff out of New York? Mom Donnie, the commie, and
yeah. What about him? All right. I guess Chris is there, I promise. Stay tuned. You'll hear the Chris Plant Show next.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station.
Making sense of the news.
News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 9. Good morning, everyone. I'm John Matthews. Today marks 5 years since the January 6th attacks at the U.S. Capitol.
I witnessed the rioters using all kinds of weapons against officers, including flagpoles.
Retired D.C. police officer Harry Dunn testifying before the January 6th committee in 2021 that House Democrats plan to reconvene today, while President Trump has pardoned nearly all the J6ers on his first day of his second term.
Approximately 1,500 for a pardon.
Former Capitol Police Officer Tom Manger, brought in after the riots, insists major improvements to the department's training, intelligence, and equipment are now in place. Barbara Britt, WMAL and WMAL.com.
A man arrested for carrying unregistered ammunition near the Ellipse on Monday afternoon had been driving a truck with several January 6 signs and other items on the outside. He was picked up by federal law enforcement officers after they spotted his truck parked on Constitution Avenue without any visible license tags. When the driver returned to his vehicle, he told officers he had the ammo in his truck. That's how and when he was placed under arrest. Prince George's County Police say that they have a suspect in custody in the apparently random shootings of 3 people on Sunday in Kettering. 1 man died, 2 people were wounded, another who was shot at was fortunately not injured.
Detectives believe all of the victims were randomly targeted. Soon after arriving, officers arrested a person of interest, finding a gun.
Kind of similar to what an AK-47 is, but a small version of it. With that, we have identified that as the murder weapon.
7 News. took effect on Monday.
No official word on his next step, but his resignation's fueled speculation that he's planning to run for mayor. There's no shortage of people looking to replace him. Council Chair Phil Mendelson says 29 have said they're interested.
The process is one where I put forth that's always the case, that appointments by the council are nominated by the chair, and I intend to do that this month.
They'll vote in a special session for someone to hold McDuffie's at-large seat until a special election in June for someone to serve the rest of his term.
So that would be through this calendar year.
Heather Curtis on WMAL and WMAL.com.
The D.C. Council in the middle of a big shakeup at the moment.
Other council shakeups include council members Robert White and Brooke Pinto, who plan to run to replace Eleanor Holmes Norton as D.C. delegate, and council members Anita Bonds and Brianna Doe are not seeking re-election. That's almost half the council seeking other opportunities.
And we will probably see some statements and posturing and maybe legislation.
Council Chair Phil Mendelson says 29 people have expressed interest in the now vacant at-large seat.
7 News' Adriana Hopkins. A California mother says her teenage son died of an overdose after months of seeking advice from ChatGPT.
His mother says 18-year-old Sam Nelson asked the AI chatbots questions on how to safely get high. Layla Turner-Scott claims that ChatGPT coached her son on taking drugs and managing their effects. She says one day before his death, he told her that contributed to his then drug and alcohol addiction. The logs show that he rephrased his inquiries to get around an algorithm designed to block answers to such questions. Gary Baumgarten, Fox News.
The Dow futures down 57 points. NASDAQ futures up 31. Traffic and weather next.
You've put in the work to get that first job, moved up the ranks, or started a family. Now it's time to take your success to the next level. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we're here to help you keep that momentum going with educational programs built around real-world, in-demand career skills. We'll teach you how to apply emerging technologies like AI and data science, plus timeless skills like leadership, communication, critical thinking, and more. Affordable, accredited, and online. A UMGC education fits your life so you can keep growing while you keep going. You've succeeded before. Now succeed again. At UMGC, we believe nothing should stand in the way of your next achievement. Not doubt, not your life stage, and especially not an application fee. Just apply by February 11th and we'll waive your application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Jamie Whitten in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Interstate 95 crash cleanup continues. Northbound 95 at 234 Dumfries, stay to the far left to get by. Delays out of Quantico. Once you get past the crash, wide open to the Beltway. Beltway inner loop still heavy into Annandale. 395 slows past Duke Street where we had the broken down car. Heavy again across the inbound 14th Street Bridge. Heading through the district, it's 295 southbound. Still on the brakes between Eastern Avenue and the 11th Street Bridge. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Tracking cloudy skies and milder highs for your Tuesday. Will be on either side of 50 degrees this afternoon, but even warmer weather starting tomorrow through Saturday with highs in the 50s and 60s. Our next weather maker will bring rain Friday and Saturday. Could see over a half inch. I'm 7 News meteorologist Eileen Whalen in the First Alert Weather Center.
39 now at Reagan National. I'm John Matthews. News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Chris Plant.
The now former president of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro, was reverse iced and imported. He was actually imported to a jail in Brooklyn. But don't feel bad for him. He was a feared and cruel dictator.
Ah, yes. They're not liberals. They're the left. And they're coming for your rights. They are not on our side. Not a bad joke, though. Little reverse ICE action. Go to Venezuela, get one of them. Well, two of them. Bring them back here, whether they want to kill or not. Or you should put them in jail with the Tren de Aragua people. Got lots of those. Maybe have to move them to California. I suppose Colorado will do. They're taking over apartment complexes in Colorado, and Who was it? Martha Raddatz at ABC News. God, it's only a few apartment complexes in the United States of America being taken over by Venezuelan gangs with rifles. That's our news media representing the interests of the Democratic Party. They are something, these people. New York just continues to become a communist, more and more each passing day. Communist hellhole. You see the lunatic, commie, jihadi freak show that the Democrats voted into office, and they really like him. Oh, he's got such skills. He's so attractive. They all want to date him. They all want to date everything. They date, Luigi Mangione is on their short list, and I think they probably happily spend a couple of nights, most Democrats, men and women, I think, in a jail cell with Nicolas Maduro. I won't get into any further detail. But they're just not even recognizable as an American political party. But how do I know? What would I know about any of that? Oh, did I mention we are at 888-630-9625? I was looking at the news out of New York today. New York, the city that never sweeps, and they've got a big homelessness problem in New York. And over the years, a problem developed into homeless encampments, which we had all over Washington, D.C., and President Trump came in and snapped his fingers and pretty much cleaned those up. There were big encampments around the State Department and by the mall, the National Mall, and various neighborhoods in the city, lots of homeless encampments. And, this is our solution for homelessness, is to throw them on the street and let them fend for themselves. And when they die, we'll come by and get their bodies. But in New York, they've got a big new move going on. And some time ago, Zohran Mamdani, don't mess with the Zohran Mamdani, vows to sweep out crackdowns on homeless camps. Oh, wait a minute. You plan to sweep out homeless camps or no, but there was some attention being paid to the homeless camps. And he said, well, I got to put an end to that to make sure that we keep the homeless camps in New York. That's what we want to do. I got to tell you, it's pretty crazy stuff. I was looking yesterday at, I won't explain why, at real estate in New York. Not that I'm getting ready to move to New York, but at real estate in New York. And there are buildings in New York that you could buy a parking space. You could buy a condominium, and if you want a parking space, the parking space will be $750,000. $750,000 for the park. It's an indoor parking space, so it's a solo space, not a tandem space, so you don't block yourself in with your second car. But the Democrats, they just know how to ruin everything because they're not really democratic. They're not really Democrats. They're certainly not pro-American. They are. I was thinking today driving in. I'm a pro-American American, and that's becoming more and more unusual, I think, isn't it? Yes, it is. So here's a headline from 5 days ago, the National Review magazine. Mamdani's hands-off approach to homeless camps could spell disaster for New York City. You think? I think, yeah, maybe. Hey, let's build up the homeless encampments and the Democrat Party. I am telling you. Have you seen this? We talked about it yesterday. The Democrat that went to J.D. Vance's home in Ohio. He's from Ohio, former senator, now vice president from Ohio, and still owns his family home in Ohio. And a lunatic, turns out he's a transgender mental case, attacked J.D. Vance's home in Ohio hours after he and his family had left to come back to the vice president's residence in Washington, D.C. on Massachusetts Avenue at the Naval Observatory. But it was attacked, and you got this guy, and what does he go by, Michael? I think he goes by Julia. Julia. That's what he goes by. I was singing the Beatles song, Julia, last night when I was Julia. And this is the Democrat Party in full. That they've got this guy who is a guy who is, he says, oh no, I'm not really a guy. I'm a lady. Call me Julia. I'm not going to call you Julia, but maybe in prison when you get there, maybe they'll call you Julia. Just extraordinary stuff. So Julia, the Democrat Party, they're going to run him for Congress, I think, before they're done. Probably in Ohio, but not necessarily. They move people around, But Julia, and yesterday there were the initial news reports were unclear. They were ambiguous. There were one report here and a different report there. One said that the home was attacked, windows smashed, using rocks or
It turns out probably a hammer, but that was unclear early on. And they're saying gunshots were fired. And it turns out that is not the case. It was a hammer. And the transgender Julia person with a hammer attacked J.D. Vance. He's the vice president of the United States. And he was arrested several years ago on another, 26 years old, I think. And just mentally ill. All of them are nuts. Alleged J.D. Vance home vandal is son of wealthy doctor. He's a urologist. And the son of a wealthy doctor, Democrat donor, who recently changed his name to Julia. Changed his name to Julia because he loves that Beatles song. And just amazing. Yeah, 26 years old. Deranged, hammer-wielding, alleged vandal, accused of busting several windows. Vice President J.D. Vance's home in Cincinnati is reportedly the son of a prominent millionaire family. Sure, what difference would that make? And appears to have been going by Julia in recent weeks. I think most Democrat men are going by Julia. William DeFore, 26 years old, was arrested early Monday after allegedly shattering 4 windows at Vance's home. Vice President of the United States, it's political terrorism, of course, and based on his mental illness. He was apparently involuntarily institutionalized a while back, too, because it's where he belongs. Because his name is William, and he's 26 years old. Police said DeFore was attempting to break into the home around midnight. He was arrested around 12:15, a little after midnight. The Vances, who moved into the vice president's official residence in Washington, D.C. after the inauguration, were not in Ohio at the time, but they'd only left hours earlier. It's unclear whether DeFore identifies as transgender or non-binary, but he recently appeared to be posting under the name Julia DeFore. That's a clue. That's what you might call a clue right there, if you're on the trail of the truth. He's a freakazoid. He's a typical sexual deviant, confused, mental case, Democrat, violent, criminal, and belongs in an institution. We need to bring back mental institutions, and we need to bring back involuntary institutionalization, too, because there are too many crazy people who've just been thrown out on the street to fend for themselves, where eventually they have to steal and commit crimes to stay alive on the street before the Democrats send the state to come by and scrape up their bodies off of the sidewalk. But never mind that. In his mugshot, William DeFore, who likes to be called Julia, has an unkempt, matted mullet, millionaire doctor household, and matted mullet, and call me Julia. All right, buddy. Whatever you say, mister. And a dead-eyed stare. I talk about that. This is the New York Post. In his mugshot, DeFore has an unkempt, matted mullet and a dead-eyed stare. I talked about him yesterday. I described it as a glassy-eyed zombie stare, I think. Glassy-eyed zombie look. Isn't that amazing? I am telling you. So DeFore's father, also named William, is a successful Harvard University graduate, of course. How do you think his son became his daughter? He boasts decades as a pediatric urologist. God, you need a urologist when you're a pediatric. Okay. In Cincinnati, works as a professor at the University of Cincinnati's College of Medicine. Sure, he went to Harvard. Family lives in a $1.3 million house in the city's wealthy Hyde Park neighborhood. And here's a picture of them. They look like very nice people. The parents, they look perfectly normal. Yeah, but, he went to Harvard. Mom probably went to Harvard, too. And then they raised their boy to be a girl and to attack the vice president's home with a hammer and say, call me Julia, because there's a lot of mental illness out there. And the Democrats have been talking about the mental health crisis in the United States for years, and we kind of ignored them at our own peril, apparently. And then they got their Bernie Sanders, hey, he's a Democratic socialist, right? And Bernie Sanders campaign volunteer that shot Congressman Steve Scalise on a baseball field. He was there to murder the entire Republican baseball team. On the field, he had to be gunned down by the police and killed to stop him. It was a suicide attack, one of many Democrat Party suicide attacks. And now another tranny. How many crazy tranny psycho killer attacks have there been from nightclubs from Florida to Colorado? And what was that nightclub in Colorado, in Colorado Springs? The Guy went in and an army officer had to beat up the Democrat gunman who went in there, and he was a freakazoid. And then we had the Christian school in Tennessee where the psycho killer came in as a transgender. The number of, and you think maybe you wouldn't really think this. I'm just being hyperbolic here, but maybe 60 Minutes would do a story on all the transgender people, such a minuscule portion of the population that the Democrats are trying to puff it up, if you will, and just appalling. But we got another one now, apparently. Before he's charged with obstructing official business. Isn't that what people got 100 years in prison for at January 6th? Oh, yeah, by the way, today is January 6th, just by the way. And that means it was 5 years ago today. I got another Beatles song bouncing around my head. It was 5 years ago today that that Capitol Police officer, Michael Byrd, shot and killed Ashley Babbitt. And here at the Chris Plant Show, we call January 6th Ashley Babbitt Day. Ashley Babbitt Day is January 6th because, the Democrats, they love it when police shoot unarmed women and kill them without warning and don't use non-lethal force. As long as the woman appears to be a Trump supporter, then they should be shot and killed. So we've got that. And today is the 5th anniversary, of course, of January 5th of 2021. Now it's January 6th. January 5th, the pipe bombs were left. And it took a little while to sort that one out, didn't it? But the Democrat Party, they're causing all of this mayhem. And they're pro Nicolas Maduro. I get that the madness never stops. It's a 24-hour cycle of mental illness with these people. These people. I am telling you, boy, oh boy. Oh, also, there's so many stories out of Venezuela now. Well, first of all, Maduro and his loving bride pleaded not guilty yesterday in New York. And well, they're in, at least he is into prison with P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Puffy Duffy, and with who? Luigi Mangione. And these are, this is the Democrat Party's roster. This is their starting lineup. Aren't they amazing? But it turns out, while he was pleading not guilty, I was looking up some of this, and he's got big-time lawyers for lots of money and all that stuff. And Democrat lawyers, obviously, because the Democrats will defend Satan if given the opportunity. They would defend Satan. But it turns out that Mayor Mamdani in New York, combining topics here, his comrades, listen, Mayor Mamdani's comrades in the Democratic Socialist of America demand that Trump release Nicolas Maduro. They love dictators. They love totalitarianism. They love hard left politics. They love all that. But I started looking around, and it's crazy, these things, so many wild stories every day. And I follow this stuff pretty closely, of course. But a story that I found from, this is July 19th of 2025. That was, it was updated then, but Venezuela on a Friday, and this is again July 19th of 2025, middle of last year. Venezuela on Friday released 10 jailed U.S. citizens and permanent residents in exchange for getting home scores of migrants deported by the United States to El Salvador months ago under the Trump administration immigration crackdown. Now, wait a minute. What is all this? What's going on? Maduro and the commies in Venezuela were holding Americans in the jail, and then they demanded that we go to El Salvador and return people that we deported to El Salvador who had probably gang members and criminals from Venezuela that the Democrats brought into the United States to murder Americans because that's what they do. You know, your policies have consequences. Didn't Barack Obama say that one day long ago? Remember Barack Obama? He was president for 8 years, nearly a decade. And his wife, Big Mike, as she's known, still complaining that life just hasn't been fair to her. Oh, look what I've done to the clock. Just amazing. Yeah, but it turns out that there are Mamdani and the Venezuelans were holding Americans hostage, and we were doing prisoner exchanges with that, like the Soviet Union. They take people, like that WNBA lady with the bag of pot in Moscow. They take you hostage, and then they demand that you release actual criminals and things like that. They kidnap people because that's what commies do. They throw them in jail. They torture them. They abuse them. Very often they kill them. So we got that. Venezuela releases jailed Americans in swap for deported migrants. What? Venezuela swaps 7 jailed Americans, different instance, for Maduro relatives. I'm sorry, what's this? Maduro relatives? Yeah, who had been arrested in the United States because they actually committed crimes. We have that. We have the crime. And I got to tell you, Cuba is on the rocks. Iran is on the rocks. The bad guys are on the ropes. And it's all because Donald Trump is president of the United States. And who did they want to be president again? Ilhan Omar? Is that his name? These ridiculous people. The Democrat Party, I don't want to say it should be banned. I just like to see them stop showing up.
There's only one Chris Platt. The Chris Platt Show.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center. Still watch for delays. Quantico into Dumfries, northbound 95 with the crash activity along the right side. Road crews are set up on the Fairfax County Parkway northbound before you get to 66, right near 29. That's giving us stop and go delays before Braddock Road. Maryland, good news on 95, 270 in the BW Parkway. No late troubles. Watch for some lingering outer loop delays into Silver Spring, but your travel lanes are reported to be open. Now from Garage Door Repair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Mostly cloudy skies today. We'll have a high near 52. Partly cloudy overnight. Not as cold. Low 44.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
No, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
YouTube personality Benny Johnson has cracked the code on a new era of newsmaking.
Very controversial, very strong opinions. A person who speaks truth fearlessly, breaking for nobody.
It's a new cultural landscape.
We're not trying to politicize this. People are primed now, and forgive me, dude, it is what it is. Here's what's going on in your country, bro.
It's the Benny Show.
Get ready. If this is something that you needed to put a little pep in your step. No? Yeah? Okay.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Making sense of your morning.
Lots of coverage here on that developing story.
O'Connor and Company. Weekday mornings from 5 to 9.
Larry O'Connor here getting you through your morning.
Making sense of Washington.
Asking some very specific questions, some legitimate questions.
Making sense of the double standard.
Then here's the latest example.
Making sense of the headlines.
Let me break it down for you, because there's plenty to break down here.
O'Connor and Company with Larry O'Connor. Mornings from 5 to 9. News Talk 105.9. WMAL. Making sense of the news.
Hi, I'm Vince Gallane's host of The Vince Show and Vince Podcast. It's a show with an obsessive focus on what's good for America. I'll give you the truth beneath the headlines of all of the nation's top stories. The Vince Show is redefining news talk with in-depth interviews, live caller interactions, and a front row seat to the most important conversations of the day, every day. The Vince Show and Vince Podcast.
WMAL's Vince Gallane's weekdays at noon. News Talk 105.9. WMAL, making sense of the news.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Tonight's meal, tilapia surprise with boiled cabbage. Begin cooking steps 1 through 50 now.
Are you kidding me? Making dinner shouldn't feel like doing a 1,000-piece puzzle. With Blue Apron's new one-pan assemble and bake meals, the hard part's already done. Pre-chopped ingredients, zero stress. Just assemble, bake, and enjoy. No complicated steps, no mountain of dishes. Try Assemble and Bake today. Get 20% off your first 2 orders with code APRON20. Terms and conditions apply. Visit blueapron.com/terms for more.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
No, son, I think so too. Have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
WMAL's Vince Colonnese, weekdays at noon on 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Another great old saying. The left is coming for your rights. The left is coming for your rights. Maybe I should make those t-shirts. I know it's a great old saying because I made it up about 10 years ago. 10, maybe 15 years ago. The left is coming for your rights. Here's another fun story out of Venezuela. And this one is from 2022, when Joseph Robinette Biden thought that he was president of the United States for a little while. In a rare sight, and this is from 2022, this is the Associated Press, and in a rare softening of hostile relations, why did we have hostile relations? Venezuela freed on Saturday 7 imprisoned Americans in exchange for the United States releasing 2 nephews of President Nicolas Maduro. Wow. And nephews of Maduro's wife, who had been jailed for years on narcotics convictions. You got to hear the rest of this because this is the stuff of the third world. And he's a commie pig who kidnapped Americans, and the news media ignored the story. You got to hear the details on this coming up.
This is the Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center. Northbound 95 crash cleanup continues in Dumfries as you come up to 234. It was the single left lane getting by the crash. VDOT's in the process of picking up the last of the cones now. Once you get past Dumfries, you're wide open to the Beltway. 395, heaviest stretch right now is across the inbound 14th Street Bridge to join the freeway. Crash now at the 3rd Street Tunnel. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Mostly cloudy skies today. We'll have a high near 52. Partly cloudy overnight. Not as cold. Low 44.
Do you want free internet forever? Yeah, we thought so. That's why Spectrum is giving you just that. Free fiber-powered internet forever when you switch and get 4 mobile lines from Spectrum. No internet bills, no taxes, no late fees. Just fast fiber-powered internet. Call 833-901-0178 to find out how. But hurry, this deal won't last forever. Once more, 833-901-0178. Or visit spectrum.com/free forever to learn more.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
No, son, I think so too. Have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Early birds always rise to the occasion for summer vacation planning because early gets you closer to the action. So don't be late. Book your next vacation early on Vrbo and save over $530 on week-long stays. Average savings $550. Select homes only. Minimum 7-day stay required.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 7 plant protein bars, 4 hydration mixes, and 4 enhanced coffee sticks. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Go to eatiqbar.com and enter code TASTE to get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping. Again, go to eatiqbar.com and enter code TASTE.
Well, the holidays have come and gone once again, but if you've forgotten to get that special someone in your life a gift, well, Mint Mobile is extending their holiday offer of half off unlimited wireless. So here's the idea. You get it now. You call it an early present for next year. What do you have to lose? Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save.
Limited time, 50% off regular price for new customers. Upfront payment required. $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds may slow after 50 gigabytes per month when network is busy. See terms.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a best man speech, but getting one from some random +1.
I am honored to be standing here today. Also confused and a little hungry. Does anyone want to switch entrees? Pretty sure I checked beef.
You wouldn't settle for just any speech, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
No, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
WMAL, making sense of the vote because elections have consequences. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Yes, January 6th, Ashley Babbitt Day. Ashley Babbitt served 12 years in the United States Air Force honorably, was not discharged for repeated cocaine use like Hunter Biden was expelled from the Navy, but never mind that. And Ashley Babbitt shot and killed by a police officer on Capitol Hill, U.S. Capitol police officer. He was promoted, and you'll never guess, the Democrats are all about. My best girl and I last night, we were talking about maybe opening a Somali child care center in Washington, D.C., and taking in millions and millions of dollars. We weren't seriously talking about it, but we made a couple of jokes about it, because it turns out that the police officer, Officer Byrd, who shot and killed Ashley Babbitt without warning, she was unarmed, he used no non-lethal force, he just shot and killed her at point-blank range, and the Democrats had a parade for him because they love murder. Because in their hearts, they're really the left, and they're not They're not liberals at all. But now it turns out that that Byrd and his wife, they're in legal trouble because they tapped into funds to set up childcare, phony childcare. That they're in the I don't know if it's all Somalis. I saw it this morning and I shared it with a Capitol Police officer friend, and I didn't even know Byrd was a Somali. But here they are. They've started a crooked child care company. What is he, Lieutenant Byrd now, or Major Byrd? He's General Field Marshal Byrd or something, as the Democrats kept promoting. And just appalling. These people they're really something. They got that going for it. And President, I tell you, one of the things that the president has stirred up in the last couple of days, and I got to say, he's being misrepresented by the corrupt media, but I want to share this with you, because Greenland, which is a big island in the northern Atlantic Ocean, President Trump has said, well, strategically, it'd be much better if the United States owned or controlled Greenland rather than Denmark. As if the Russians come for Greenland, but the Denmark's going to sail across the ocean and defend Denmark. How's that going to work? But never mind that. And also, I got to tell you this. I started on this, the Venezuela, this again from Joe. Well, this one isn't the Joe Biden administration. This one's last year, but Venezuela swapped 7 jailed Americans for Maduro relatives, and it's a pretty amazing story from 2022. When Joe Biden was apparently president of the United States. And the swap of the Americans, including, listen to this now, 5 oil executives held for nearly 5 years. I'm sorry, what? American, and it doesn't say, the story from the Associated Press doesn't say American oil executives, but they are Americans. And the swap of the Americans, including 5 oil executives held for 5 years, follows months of back-channel diplomacy by senior U.S. officials, secretive talks with a major oil producer that took on greater urgency after sanctions on Russia put pressure on global energy prices. But wait a minute. So Joe Biden is president. The commies in Venezuela, who might as well be Mamdani, the mayor of New York, they took hostage 5 oil company executives, American oil company executives, and they held them in prison for nearly 5 years. And then they came to us and said, hey, listen, my wife's nephews are in prison in the United States for drug trafficking because, like their uncle, they're drug traffickers. And they were caught in the United States, they were put on trial, and they're given lawyers, and they were found guilty, and they were sent to prison. So Venezuela got to work like all commie countries do, seizing hostages, 5 oil company executives and other Americans, hold them in hellhole prisons, and then say, we demand that you release actual criminals for hostages that we've taken. It's a common practice that the left has perfected over the years. So the deal amounts to an unusual gesture of goodwill by Maduro as the socialist leader looks to rebuild relations with the U.S. Sure, after vanquishing most of his domestic opponents. He vanquished most of his domestic opponents. I've got an update on the lady, the Nobel Prize winner, too. She was on television last night. And interesting stuff from her. She wants to give her Nobel Prize to Donald Trump. While the White House of Joe Biden denied any change in policy toward Venezuela is afoot, they lie about everything. The freeing of the Americans, oil company executives for years, could create political space for the Biden administration to ease crippling oil sanctions on Venezuela if Maduro shows progress on it again. And I got to tell you, it is. They said, and they're negotiating with the Venezuelans and said, well, listen, you're holding Americans hostage, oil company executives and other Americans hostage. We've got your nephews in prison here because they're drug traffickers that were arrested in the United States, just like you, but he was arrested in Venezuela. And then this is what the left does. This is lefty politics. They take hostages, they threaten everybody, they steal everything. They stole all the oil company infrastructure when the commies took over. We're socialists. It's a socialist utopia. It's the warm embrace of socialism, as the Democrats say in New York. Isn't that amazing? Man, oh man, just great. I can't believe it, said Christina Vidal, the daughter of Tamu Vidal, one of the freed Americans. And she told the Associated Press She said, holding back tears of joy on her 31st birthday. She said, "This is the best birthday present ever. I'm so happy." And they took hostages and then actual drug trafficking. The nephews of Maduro and his wife, and the Associated Press says they're the nephews of his wife. I believe that makes them the nephews of Nicolas Maduro as well. That's his wife's nephews. That makes them your nephews. You see, that's how that works. I'm not a genealogist. So I'd say if I were going on the Supreme Court, I'd have to say that. But isn't that amazing? So they were taking hostages, and they were getting their criminal nephews back. And the news media didn't cover it, and the Democrats are fine. They're not talking about it now because there's like, hey, no, he's just a legitimate. And we got these idiots on the street. He was legitimately elected. No, he wasn't. He stole the election there. This is an attack on democracy. No, it's not. And now they're going crazy. Oh, no, what about poor Colombia and Bolivia who are producing all the cocaine? No, what about them? They should be afraid. Yeah, they should be afraid, as a matter of fact. They've been Tony Montana, Scarface, coke peddlers for decades and decades now. Bolivian marching powder became a term in the 1970s, I think, and on it goes. All right, now let's go to the telephones, Michael. Let's go talk to the nice people. Let's go to Jerome calling from Charleston, South Carolina. Jerome, you're on the Chris Plant Show. Hey, welcome.
Hey,
yeah.
Hey, Chrissy, welcome back, Chrissy. By the way, who's the JJ grabber going to go after next? Is he going to go after Greenland, the JJ grabber? And you want to talk about cross-dresser. Why don't you talk about George Santos and Lindsey Graham? When they going to have their surgery, huh? Can you get any more femme than those two? And that guy Stedman, why don't you take him off the Democrats' hands? Because what a sellout loser he is. Just what the Republicans need. One more sellout like they don't have enough of them already. Huh? What about that, Chrissy? You got something to say about that?
I think you're a Democrat. I think that you've got a mental illness.
I think you're a Republican. A Republican. Hey, by the way, Pete Hegseth, who's going after Mark Kelly, hey, tell Mark Kelly, Pete Hegseth's mama say, he ain't no damn good anyway. He knocks up one woman and then runs off with another woman, and now they got a blended family. Can we all just sing Kumbaya, right? Pete Hegseth, the American dream, Trump's lapdog. And by the way, that vice president he's got, that's the guy called Trump, Adolf Hitler. Now he's his biggest friend, right? How do you like that? You guys you're just demagogues, man, and hypocrites. That's all Republicans are. Demagogues and hypocrites.
What is your, Jerome, what is your favorite show on MSNBC? He hung up? Jerome, I would suggest that you seek mental help of some kind. There's obviously, you've got some kind of brain trouble. I know it's ubiquitous. I think that the Democrat Party has been screaming about a need for greater mental health assistance for years now. And you demonstrate the truth in that, I've got to say. And as I understand it, I wasn't here last week, but as I understand it, you called in pretty much every day last week. Is that correct? When Mike Opelka, my friend Mike Opelka, was sitting in, and thank you, Mike Opelka. And I'm told reliably that you had called in, was it every day or pretty much every day last week? Jerome, I gotta tell you should call into a liberal talk radio show. Oh wait, there aren't any liberal talk radio shows because on talk radio you actually have to explain yourself. You have to speak in complete thoughts. You have discussions that get into detail, and liberals can't do that because they'd have to detonate their suicide vests or something when they got to their destination. But Jerome, I wish you all the best. What was he calling me, Chrissy? I know what would Jerome? What would the cross-dresser Jerome name be? What would that be? The Democrats, they just what was Hillary Clinton saying? There is only the fight. See these vulgar, vile, violent. And was he attacking? Just attacking everybody. What Pete Hegseth and J.D. Vance. Jerome, J.D. Vance's house was attacked a matter of hours ago by another psychotic, violent, mentally ill, turns out transgender Democrat who is perfectly typical, and the Democrats will likely run the lunatic. What does the guy want to go by? Julia, I don't know if you caught that, but Michael played a little of the song Julia back there, an instrumental version, the Beatles song. And, I got a drum. I'm thinking, I don't know. I envision you at home in ladies' underwear right now. So with that, I'm going to change the subject because the Democrat Party is not well, Drum. And, it's the party of slavery and the bullwhip and the plantation that created the KKK, that created every Jim Crow law, that created hey, let's destroy the nuclear family in the black community with the Great Society under Lyndon Johnson, who said I'll have those N-words voting Democrat for the next 100 years. And the Democrats, they won that one. Hey, yeah, black guys, vote for the party of slavery and the bullwhip and the plantation and the Klan and Jim Crow because, we're all Democrats here, right? Jerome, read up a little bit on what's going on in the world, why don't you? And communists, do you think communists, your guy, Che Guevara, who, you remember Barack Obama went to Cuba to praise the communists there and hang out with the Castros, and he posed repeatedly in front of a wall-sized mural of Che Guevara. Did you know, Jerome, that Che Guevara was a virulent, racist, anti-black? I've talked about this before with liberals. Say, well, Che Guevara was a vicious racist. And they look confused for a minute and they say, did he hate white people? Which would make it okay, right? Because he's Latinx. He's Latino. He's like bathroom tissue and an ethnic group. Just amazing. Jerome, I wish you all the best in life and in the world. But maybe Venezuela would be better suited for you. Maybe, I was thinking about this morning too. You got the Ilhan Omars of the world and the Democratic Socialist of America people and Mamdani in New York. Why would they want to stay here and destroy everything here? Turn everything here upside down, pull the sock inside out. But there are already countries on the planet that have done what these people are advising. Countries like Venezuela and Cuba. And I would have a little bit of respect for you if you moved to Venezuela or Cuba. These lefties always say, Trump's going to be, I'm going to leave the country. And they move to Paris and get a $5 million penthouse on the Champs-Élysées and say, see, I'm protesting. We know what you're protesting. And just amazing and appalling stuff. But I tell you, Jerome, there are countries that might be more well-suited to your worldview, although New York is getting there too. Because you got this mentally ill woman in New York who's the head of housing, and and more video of her emerged yesterday, as a matter of fact, where she's talking about taking away people's houses. And Jerome, are you concerned? The Democrat Party started the first American Civil War because their president of the Confederate States of America, Jerome, was who was it? Who was it, Jerome? Jefferson Davis. He was the Democrat, and who was the Republican? Abraham Lincoln was the first Republican president. And the Democrats started the Civil War, fought the Civil War, lost the Civil War, then sent a boy into Washington to shoot Abraham Lincoln in the head and murder him, the first Republican president. And, Jerome, you're perfectly typical of Democrats. And you may also notice, Jerome, that I allowed you to speak in full sentences and full thoughts, courtesy that you didn't extend in return. I didn't use any particular slurs, although you're a homophobe too. And what else? A transphobe. You're a transphobe. And Democrats would crucify you for those crimes against humanity. Your party is mentally ill and dangerous. And I'm wondering, Jerome, do you think the Democrat Party is going to start the second American Civil War because of Trump derangement syndrome? And you got Hakeem Jeffries. I bet you're a Hakeem Jeffries guy. You probably love Hakeem Jeffries. You are anti-American. Your party is anti-American. It's not just un-American. It's an anti-American party. It's pro-Nicolas Maduro. It's pro the Castro brothers in Cuba. Barack Obama posing with his Che Guevara wall-sized mural. Just extraordinary. Did you see in Caracas, people rising up and tearing down a 4-story high poster of Nicolas Maduro on the street? And people stopped and got out of their cars and cheered and clapped and honked their horns and waved because the big poster of Nicolas Maduro was being torn down by two brave men who went up on the billboard to tear it down. communism must die, Jerome. And the Democrat Party, I think, might have become the Communist Party when we weren't paying attention.
What would you do with a brain if you had one?
You're listening to The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center. Better news into Dumfries. Lanes have been reopened. Earlier crash now gone. Northbound 95 at 234 Dumfries. That did give us delays back out of Quantico, so watch for that residual volume beyond wide open to the Beltway. Traffic remains bunched up heading into the district across the inbound 14th Street Bridge to the crash at the 3rd Street Tunnel. Silver Spring, watch for the road crew set up on the northbound side of New Hampshire Avenue between Northampton Drive and Powder Mill Road. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Store Watch 7 forecast.
Mostly cloudy skies today. We'll have a high near 52. Partly cloudy overnight. Not as cold. Low 44.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Studies show that 100% of everybody in the world wants to curl up indoors and do nothing because it's so darn cold out there. That's why many people are turning to Bombas, whose pillowy plush slippers and warm merino wool socks have been said to be the most comfortable in the history of feet. Bombas products have been found to boost coziness by up to 1,000,000%. Okay, enough fake statistics, but could Bombas socks and slippers really be the cure? Go to bombas.com/audio and use code audio for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com and use code audio.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Come to DSW for the shoes, stay for the fun. Because, let's be honest, if shoe shopping isn't fun, are you even doing it right? So go ahead, try something new. Try something different. Good different. Try something that feels like you. You know, the real you. And then definitely brag about it later. Because at DSW, you've got unlimited freedom to play. Find the shoes that get you at prices that get your budget. At DSW stores or at DSW.com. Let us surprise you.
At Grand Canyon University, we believe in equal opportunity, and the American dream starts with purpose. By honoring your sacred vocation in technology, you impact your family, your friends, and your community. GCU's certificates, bachelor's, and master's online programs can accelerate your critical thinking abilities, helping solve complex business challenges with innovative technology solutions. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
WMAL, making sense of the headlines because common sense isn't so common. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Great crust party. And by the way, Jerome, I think that Lindsey Graham, Republican senator, is a closeted gay man, not a closeted crossdresser. Isn't that right? Don't I have that right? I think that's right. And then who else did he say? Oh, Santos. Yeah, Santos. Yeah, if he were a Democrat, the Democrats would be running him for president. Honestly. 87 months in prison, George Santos. I think that Joe Biden and Kamala, what's Kamala doing? And I've got to get back to the U.S. Capitol Police officer that shot and killed Ashley Babbitt on this 5th Ashley Babbitt Day. I guess it's the 4th annual Ashley Babbitt Day. 5 years ago, that the Democrat police officer shot and killed, racist that he is, shot and killed a black officer, shot and killed a white woman without warning, no non-lethal force, no pepper spray, no nightstick, no taser. Just shoot the B word and then go to lunch. And Nancy Pelosi turned him into a hero. They gave him medals. They promoted him. And wait till you hear the story. He's now running a daycare center. And have you seen what Elon Musk said about this too? Said that the fraud involving the COVID money largely, and it's for children. It's always for the children, isn't it? The Democrats. Extraordinary stuff. But they... The Democrats, they steal everything they see. And billions of millions. It turns out, yeah, Elon Musk is saying the fraud in Minnesota is nothing compared to the fraud in California and in New York and other places across the country where Democrats took over. And they have all their pals with their so-called nonprofit organizations and so on that take in tens of millions of dollars a year, and they become wealthy. And the tricks that they pull, we're learning about in Minnesota, and they apparently have been doing it everywhere. Like 2 Somali women that live next door to each other. They each have 4 children, right? And we've seen this. They actually busted these 2 women. And one woman said, "You take my 4 children every day at your house. I'll take your 4 children every day at, we'll swap my house, your house, your kids, my kids. And then we will both say that we are running daycare centers, and we will be paid tens of thousands of dollars a month to provide daycare to our own children," right? And Keith Ellison, have you seen this? Keith, he's the former Democrat House member who's now the Attorney General in Minnesota. He's a crook.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 10. Good morning, everyone. I'm John Matthews. With the ousting of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, there are still questions about who's going to run the country.
President Trump's plan appears to be allowing former President Nicolas Maduro's socialist colleague and Vice President Delcy Rodriguez to continue as Venezuela's acting president. The rationale for that, apparently based on a CIA assessment that removing the entire Maduro-era leadership team would inflame passions and possibly lead to the Venezuelan military trying to seize control. Leaving Rodriguez in place, the theory goes, allows the chance for a smoother transition.
Fox News' Jonathan Hunt. President Trump says he doesn't believe opposition leader and Nobel Prize winner Maria Corina Machado can unite the country. On this January 6th, a new report finds the number of law enforcement officer fatalities reported last year is down significantly.
This report for 2025 is very, very encouraging. We're showing a total of 111 line of duty deaths for 2025.
And while even one death is too many, says Bill Alexander, head of the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund.
Compared to 2024, it's about a 25% drop.
One reason, says Alexander,
there's just no question that there has been a shift in the tone and tenor of the conversation around law enforcement over the last year.
Barbara Britt, WMAL and WMAL.com.
More than 140 law enforcement officers were injured in the riots at the Capitol on January 6th, 5 years ago today. A former supporter turned critic of President Trump is running for Congress.
Attorney George Conway joins a crowded field of Democrats in the primary for New York's 12th congressional district in Manhattan.
This is no ordinary time, and I will not be an ordinary member of Congress.
The announcement in a video on social media. He's a former Republican, an ex-husband of former Trump campaign manager and senior counselor Kellyanne Conway, who got divorced about 2 years ago. He left the party in 2018, frequently going on TV to attack his wife's boss.
He doesn't like me. I don't like what he's done to our great country. And now I'm running for Congress to take the fight directly back to him.
Chris Foster, Fox News.
Jury selection starts Monday in the complex double murder case in Fairfax County of a man who was allegedly plotting to run off with his family's au pair.
Prosecutors say Brendan Banfield killed his wife, Christine, and another man, Joseph Ryan, who was lured to the family's Reston home through a fetish website. Police believe Banfield was having an affair with the family's live-in au pair and plotted the killings with her. In a twist, the au pair took a plea deal. If she testifies against Banfield, it's believed she'll walk free with time served.
7 News' Adam Longo. Police have made an arrest in the apparently random shootings of 3 people in the Kettering area of Prince George's County.
Shortly afterward, police arrested a person of interest and recovered a gun.
Kind of similar to what an AK-47 is, but a small version of it. With that, we have identified that as the murder weapon.
Police believe that person of interest is responsible for all of the shootings. They do not believe the person knew any of the victims, and they're still searching for a motive.
7 News' Adriana Hopkins. The Dow is up 146 points. NASDAQ's up 109. Up next, traffic and weather.
Your phone has a lot of apps, but how many of them help you make sense of your world? The new WMAL app gives you the latest headlines, perspective from the voices you trust, and weather info to keep you in the know, all without having to remember yet another password.
Yeah, I'm all right with that.
Stream your favorite shows, get the day's top headlines, and access our podcast archives, all with the new WMAL app.
Thank you.
Get the WMAL app today on Google Play or the Apple App Store, and stay connected.
Verbo's last-minute deals make chasing fresh mountain powder
I've been outside this morning.
Homes close to the slopes.
Had a hat on.
Get Epic Cow, Freshies,
Probably looked like I just got out of bed.
Last-minute deals with the last-minute filter on the app.
Yeah, Lisa, on that one handle, the description, change the word that to who. This is how it should read. Those, instead of those that mind, it's those who mind don't matter, and those that don't mind, no, who don't mind matter. Change the word that to who both times, and it reads a lot better. Oh, there's Paul. There's another fag fucking brigade guy right there. Here comes Pat Clarkson's fucking friend. Here's Dougie's fucking foreign friend. Wow, Dougie, your fucking friends are just beside themselves.
New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more.
Wow.
Steve Hirshhorn in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
95 northbound. The accident that was after the exit for 234 Dumfries, exit 152, moved over to the right shoulder now, but it was blocking lanes for quite a while. Still very slow up from Quantico. Fairfax County Parkway northbound. The roadwork is in the right lane before Pope's Head Road, causing delays again today. Beltway inner loop under speed, 66 up to the toll road. Outer loop is still slow from Colesville Road around to Connecticut Avenue, and then there was some road work blocking the left lane of the ramp from the outer loop to Georgetown Pike. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Mostly cloudy with temperatures in the upper 40s to middle 50s for today, upper 30s to lower 40s overnight, so not terribly cold. We're around 60 on Wednesday, partly cloudy on Thursday, and wet weather chances Friday and Saturday. I'm 7 News meteorologist Steve Rudin, the First Alert Weather Center.
41 degrees now at Reagan National. I'm John Matthews. News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Chris Plant.
The U.S. attacked Venezuela over the weekend and captured Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife. So just as I thought, Trump and I had very different New Year's resolutions. At least he did his.
They murdered comedy first. That was a tragic thing for them to do. The Democrat Party, they're just not funny anymore. What a world. Well, very happy Tuesday to you here in the United States of America, and welcome back once again. We remain at 888-630-9625. Funny story today. President Trump talked about Greenland. And in fact, when Jerome, the mental case, called in a while ago, he told Jasmine that he wanted to talk about Trump taking over Greenland. And I said, oh, that'd be a fun conversation with a liberal, with a Democrat. And then the racist, homophobic, anti-American, anti-capitalist, I don't mean to be redundant. He's a Democrat. These people. But I thought it'd be fun to go to him. I was wrong. It happens. Because I had a Greenland story in front of me already this morning, because they say, Greenland is a giant island in the northern Atlantic Ocean. It's close to Iceland, perhaps, where we went last year on our annual sea cruise, as a matter of fact. And Iceland was fun. We didn't make it to Greenland, though. That made me sad. I did want to bounce over to Greenland for a beer, see if they have any local beer that you should taste. But the Greenland thing is kicking up because President Trump keeps looking at Greenland on the map and saying, why doesn't that belong to the United States instead of Denmark? What is Denmark going to do? Putin moves in. If the Chinese want it, what are they going to do? You need to have the United States, not Denmark. Come on. There's no Shakespeare play. So the headline from CNBC today is, quote, Greenland belongs to its people, end quote, colon. They love their colons. European leaders unite over Trump's threats to annex territory. Trump's threats to annex territory. And I saw Trump is threatening to annex all of Greenland or part of Greenland as territory. It's just the most vague term you can use, that context. But hang on, because it gets better. The CNBC, it's an NBC news organization, right? And their own story says, European leaders rebuked U.S. President Trump over Greenland. They rebuked him, saying in a joint statement that the Arctic island, quote, belongs to its people, end quote. Trump has threatened to annex the Danish self-governing island. He's threatened. That's what it says. The NBC News. Trump has threatened to annex the Danish self-governing island. That sounds like the whole island, right? And reiterated his desire to acquire it since the U.S. military action in Venezuela. In unrelated news, but while you're all quaking in your moccasins. And now listen to this. This is the next sentence in the NBC story. It is for, quote, quotation mark, it is for Denmark and Greenland and them only to decide on matters concerning Denmark and Greenland, the European leaders said. Sure, that's it. But what did Trump say when he threatened to annex the islands? Because that's what you guys just said. Sounds like a military takeover of Greenland, which I think has a standing army of 4 people. But never mind that. European leaders Tuesday issued a joint statement to push back Tuesday because they're hours ahead of us to push back against President Donald Trump's renewed interest in Greenland. Well, he is in the way of acquiring, and he's a real estate guy. Saying security in the Arctic must be achieved collectively. There's that word again, collectively. Isn't that great? Just amazing. The Kingdom of Denmark, including Greenland, is part of NATO, the statement said. Yeah, Greenland is our most important NATO ally. That's, again, a standing army of 4 guys standing around drinking. But never mind that. According to the letter published by Denmark's Prime Minister's office on X. And when it's good, because when it was Twitter, who knows whether they'd be able to. That's another thing. But where is the quote of President Trump threatening to annex Greenland? I don't see that. Is he threatening to annex? No, that actually he's talked about it. But do we have a Greenland soundbite? Trump, we have a Trump Greenland sound. This is from Air Force One, night before last, coming back to Washington from Florida.
I will say this about Greenland: we need Greenland for the national security situation. It's so strategic. Right now, Greenland is covered with Russian and Chinese ships all over the place. We need Greenland from the standpoint of national security, and Denmark is not going to be able to do it. I can tell you that.
Yeah, well, that's undoubtedly true. And hey, Denmark, let's you guys go out and take care of Russia and China, would you? Because that's a fair fight there, isn't it? Just amazing. The U.S. president, that'd be Donald Trump, who has long advocated for control over the self-governing Danish territory, I'm going to say it again and again, told NBC Fake News on Monday that he was very serious. He was very serious with his intent to acquire Greenland. Trump also said he had no timeline for doing so. However, they say alarm bells have been ringing in Denmark. We should ask the Queen. They have a Queen, right? Hey, Jerome, is the Queen another cross-dresser since you're so obsessed with that? I don't think their Queen is a man. It's a very nice country, very nice people. Been there a number of times, Denmark, and a wonderful, pretty place. And I haven't been to Greenland. I want to get there. But what are you guys doing with Greenland? It's gigantic. It's huge. And it's covered with ice. Iceland is more green, and Greenland is more ice. That's one of the great ironies on planet Earth, but never mind that. I mean, it's a gigantic island. And the Arctic region, the northern, not the Antarctic, South Pole, but the North Pole, in play. And the Russians are trying to take everything over because they're commies. And it's what they do. Yes, they are. Yes, sir. All right, let's go to, let me see. Let's go. Oh, this is great stuff. Let me get back to the Democrats and Venezuela, because Nicolas Maduro appeared in court yesterday and pled not guilty, along with his loving bride, his wife, who also pled not guilty. And they're guilty as hell. And I love the story about his nephews being in prison in the United States for being drug traffickers. And then they took hostages, including 5 oil company executives, threw them in prison forever, and then said, well, maybe we can do a prisoner exchange, since we have hostages that we've taken, and you guys have arrested my nephews because they're drug traffickers. This is what the commies do. They steal everything. They kill everybody. That's what they do. But this is pretty great stuff, I've got to say. Chuck Schumer on Sunday came out to the cameras, which he loves to do, which is kind of ironic. You should find a mirror, but never mind that. And on Sunday on Capitol Hill, he went to the cameras. Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. He was on ABC, a very friendly Democrat network. George Stephanopoulos, former Democrat Capitol Hill staffer, Democrat Bill Clinton staffer in the Clinton White House for 8 years. And then, hey, let's make him our lead anchor and pay him $25 million a year to be a Democrat. Here's Chuck Schumer on Sunday, just with the ridiculous lies, keeping in mind that the Democrats were president when we got into Vietnam, into the Korean War, into World War II, into World War I, and of course the Confederate president into the American Civil War. But here's Chuck Schumer yesterday with his phony, blustery lie.
The American people are worried that this is creating an endless war.
No, we're not.
The very thing that Donald Trump campaigned against over and over and over again was no more endless wars, and right now we're headed right into one, with no barriers, with no discussion. This is reckless, and the American people are just, this morning, in fear of what's going to happen here.
I can't imagine a bigger liar, but there might be a bigger liar on Capitol Hill. He is he's a virus. He's a disease. He's a psychopath. He's getting us into endless war. Where's the war? Poop for brains? Honestly. Excuse me, Senator Poop for Brains. It's an endless war with no barriers. No barriers, an endless war with no barriers. Yeah, you can see the nukes flying now. If you make the lie big enough, as their guy Joseph Goebbels used to say, no one will dare to not believe it. Yeah, he's getting us into an endless war. I'm sorry, what? Joe Biden came into office, war broke out in the Middle East, war broke out in Europe, and the war's still going on in Ukraine. And Putin attacked Ukraine and the Crimea under Barack Obama's presidency, when Joe Biden was president, then Joe Biden amazingly got in with a record number of votes in the history of the United States in a perfectly legitimate election. And millions and millions of Democrats came out. More Democrats came out to vote for Joe Biden than for Hillary Clinton or for Barack Obama, which makes all their voters racists and sexist. That it? Misogynist, racist. And that it. Now, we just played that Chuck Schumer from day before yesterday, less than 48 hours ago, I think. Definitely less than 48 hours ago. And getting us into endless war. Everything he ran against. American people are all living in fear. It's endless war with no barriers, right? Why? Because the president had Nicolas Maduro, international drug cartel kingpin, arrested, and it's a foreign country, which has happened before. And he pretends to be the president of Venezuela, but he was never actually elected president. He stole the presidency, and the Democrats are fine with that. Stealing elections, trafficking in drugs, child sex trafficking. The Democrats are like, hey, we like Nicolas Maduro. We like Venezuela. But here's, with no sense of irony, I like to point out that they have no sense of irony. Here's Chuck Schumer again, this time from, let's see, it's almost 6 years ago now, when Joe Biden was in the White House. And, I'm sorry, it's February of 2020. I apologize. It's the last year of President Trump's first term. And Chuck Schumer was out there pounding the table and being angry and attacking Donald Trump in his last year of his first term over Nicolas Maduro. Why do you let Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela just run free out there? Why don't you do something about Nicolas Maduro?
The president brags about his Venezuela policy? Give us a break. He hasn't brought an end to the Maduro regime.
Oh.
The Maduro regime is more powerful today and more entrenched today than it was when the president began his anti-Maduro. Same thing with North Korea.
Same thing with North Korea. We got to nuke North Korea. They have a nuclear arsenal. They're fanatical communists, again, communists. And look where the bad guys are. North Korea, the communist Kim Jong-un, and he inherited the country from his dad. It's almost better than being Hunter Biden. And just amazing, amazing stuff. Yeah, attacking Trump. Whoa, Maduro's still there. And now he goes and gets Maduro. No Americans, there are apparently 2 Americans wounded that we haven't heard any details about because journalism is dead in the United States of America. They murdered it. The left murdered it. Just extraordinary stuff. But there he is in 2020, February of 2020, attacking Trump, ridiculing Trump, mocking Trump, because, come on, you haven't even put an end to the Maduro regime. And then Schumer comes out when President Trump puts an end to the Maduro regime and one of the most masterful military operations in modern times. And they just couldn't be bigger criminals. What a rectal aperture this man is, honestly. Hey, keep it clean. Keep it clean over there. I did. And then here's Schumer yesterday. And he got the Maduro briefing from the executive branch. Certain members on Capitol Hill got the briefing. And here's Chuck Schumer after he got the briefing about the Maduro raid.
This briefing, while very extensive and long, posed far more questions than it ever answered. Their plan for the U.S. running Venezuela is vague, based on wishful thinking, and unsatisfying. I did not receive any assurances that we would not try to do the same thing in other countries.
On completely different subjects. The briefing was on the Maduro raid in Venezuela and other countries. I don't know, Barack Obama bombed and attacked at least 8 countries around the world while he was president, and Schumer didn't object to anything. Hey, what did Barack Obama accomplish anyway? We got Obamacare, which is the third world, the gateway to the third world. They want to take away your rights, take away your guns, take away your free speech, take away your right to freely practice your religion. First Amendment, Second Amendment, Fourth Amendment. They spying on everybody. Obama spying on Trump, spying on people in Trump's orbit in his circle. They are the third world. Wherever the left goes, they bring the third world with them in a kind of a briefcase. Maybe a rolling bag for the American Democrats. They need a little more space. Just amazing. Funny moments on The View yesterday. Awkward, having to do with Maduro.
Did I hear you correctly say that perhaps he was influenced by Gurgle?
There's only one Chris Plant. The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
Your chance at a jackpot is waiting on every corner. Head to your favorite New York lottery retailer and grab a Powerball ticket today for your chance to win the ever-growing jackpot. Currently over $50 million. Good luck out there, New York. Please play responsibly.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car. Well, son, I think so, too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it? Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right? Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around. Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app. Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now. Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Making sense of your world on the go. Stream your favorite shows, the day's top headlines, and access our podcast archives, all with the new WMAL app.
This is for you.
Get the WMAL app on Google Play or the Apple App Store and stay connected.
Being a nurse means being focused on others. At Post University, our advanced nursing degree programs are focused on you. With 100% online classes, monthly start dates, and accredited programs for BSN, MSN, and DMP degrees. Apply now at post.edu.
This is the story of the one. It's the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant. She knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Yeah. Well, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Save no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car. Well, son, I think so, too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it? Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right? Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around. Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app. Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now. Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic, plus get a $300 instant gift. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Every Nissan Frontier is battle-tested. Its frame is twisted, its door slammed 13,920 times, and its bed drop-tested over and over. We do all that to the V6-powered Frontier, so you never have to hold back. Nissan, ranked #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands by J.D. Power. For JD Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Newer models may be shown.
Washington's best way to wake up. O'Connor and Company with Larry O'Connor. Weekday mornings from 5 to 9 on WMAL.
So Nicolas Maduro, the now removed Venezuelan non-president, he's in jail until when? March? Until March is next. He was in court yesterday saying not guilty. And next time in court will be March. In the meantime, he's going to be his neighbor in that jail is Luigi Mangione, the CEO killer. And as I saw reports this morning that they were out in the yard playing pickleball. They were playing pickleball and then they went back inside. I just made that up. They're in isolation because, let's go back to the telephones, Michael. And then I'm going to get to The View and some of this other crazy stuff. But let's go to Jerry calling from the Commonwealth of Virginia. Geraldo, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Hey, Chris.
Hey.
First time talking to you. I've been there since the beginning.
Welcome, my friend. Welcome.
I had to be one of the first 5 callers on that fateful day when you were taken off the air.
No kidding. Is that right? Oh, that's fun.
Yep. I left a message.
That is great. That's great.
I kept it civil.
Well, that's thoughtful. I appreciate that.
Let them know.
That is great. Thank you.
Yep. Hey, I was wondering, all the media and the libs, they're all setting their hair on fire with Maduro, what's going in. Well, what could we do if Bibi and Israel arrested Mamdani?
If Israel... so that's interesting. That's a can of worms I hadn't even thought of. Because Mamdani has threatened or promised to arrest Netanyahu, right?
Yes, and he's also a supporter of Hamas and CARE, and we, legally, there's a legal trail there that Israel could arrest him. I don't know, but I'm thinking that he could be arrested, and could we stop him?
If Israel, since we went into Venezuela and grabbed Maduro, you're saying, in this context.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And in this context, because they're saying that anybody can arrest anybody now, because they're all worried about the stabilization of the world. And so I was just wondering, what if Israel had charges, could have legitimate charges against
Mamdani and grab him, which they could certainly accomplish if they set out to. Mamdani, the county. Interesting, fun point, Jerry.
This is the Chris Plant Show. WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 10:30. Good morning. I'm John Matthews. Several European leaders are pushing back on President Trump's plan for the U.S. to take over Greenland. The leaders issued a statement reaffirming the mineral-rich Arctic island belongs to its people. Denmark's prime minister has said a U.S. takeover of Greenland would amount to the end of NATO. Happening now, President Trump meeting with House Republicans at the Kennedy Center for a day-long policy forum. On the agenda, affordability issues and the promotion of the GOP's tax and border law. Republicans also considering a second tax bill and addressing the possibility of potential government shutdown. 7-term GOP Congressman Doug LaMalfa of California has died. He was 65 years old. His death reduces the GOP's already narrow control of the House to a 5-vote advantage. Details surrounding LaMalfa's death are unclear. Colleagues say he was a principled conservative and a tireless advocate for the people of Northern California. Traffic and weather next.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle from Blindster. I started Blindster in my garage back in 2010. Since then, we've sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters nationwide. Our blinds are DIY friendly, guaranteed to fit, and always cheaper than big box stores. Blindster.com.
Steve Hirshhorn in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
And we're heading to the district now, northbound 395. The 3rd Street tunnel is blocked off before you get to the end of the tunnel at New York Avenue because of police activity. Nobody's getting into the northbound 3rd Street tunnel right now. South of that, 95 northbound, still pretty heavy from Dumfries up to Dale Boulevard. The accident there was moved away from the roadway a while ago. Around the Beltway on the inner loop, look for a little bit of volume left over approaching the toll road. On the outer loop, between New Hampshire Avenue and University Boulevard, roadwork there blocks the left lane. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Mostly cloudy today with a high near 52. It is 42 at Reagan National. John Matthews, News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
While serving in Iraq, our vehicle was hit. They didn't think I was going to make it. I'm LaToya Lucas, and I'm a veteran. I had to learn to live with the scars, both visible and invisible.
DAG helps veterans like LaToya get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year.
My victory is overcoming my wounds so I can help other veterans.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
Auto Parts. You won't see the engineer that slams the Nissan Rogue's door 13,920 times, or the corrosive chamber that simulates 15 years of life in 5 months, or the Rogue heat bake for over 300 combined hours. What you will see is a vehicle that can take punch after punch and keep rolling. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands by J.D. Power. We put it through the worst so you get its best. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Newer models may be shown.
When I need to impress someone with a gift, I go straight to 1-800-Flowers. There's a reason they've spent 50 years as the floral authority. Every stem is hand-selected by a vetted florist. And with same-day delivery nationwide, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. That's why millions go to 1-800-Flowers to celebrate life's most important moments. Order now for up to 40% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Act now and save up to 40% at 1-800-Flowers.com/SXM. That's 1-800-Flowers.com/SXM.
WMAL, making sense of world events. Because those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Yeah, would it be unfair to just start calling the Democrats the commies? Because so many of them are actually commies. They've been galloping to the left for decades now. They took over academia like an invading army. They took over the vast majority of the national news media like an invading army. They own the message. Information dominance is key to winning when everything you tell people is a lie. Isn't that amazing? But let's go. If I want to get to that commie woman, another video has surfaced of that commie woman in New York who's in charge of housing under Mamdani, because Mamdani is He's definitely a commie. He's a total commie. He's a fascist commie. That's right. Isn't that left and right? Not really. Ask anybody who's lived under fascism and or communism, and they'll tell you all about it. The daylight between them is quite minimal. All right, let's go to The View before I get back to that New York lady. The View yesterday. Whoopi Goldberg is paid millions of dollars by ABC News, like she's a journalist, and she's sitting there, and she's got Ana Navarro, who is sitting there with the View people, and they got that Sonny and Whoopi. You got Sonny Host in there, and Sonny and Whoopi and Joy, Sonny and Whoopi and Joy. How ironic! Three of the most miserable people on the planet named Sonny and Whoopi and Joy. Honestly, they're gonna get in an old convertible T-Bird and drive it off a cliff out in the Grand Canyon. Let's go to. It was actually in Utah, but they named the cliff where Thelma and Louise drove the old T-Bird off the cliff. That point is now, I've been there, is now called Thelma and Louise Point or something like that. They named that part of the mountain after the movie Thelma and Louise because they drove the T-Bird off the cliff there. So now it's a tourist attraction. Let's get back to Whoopi and Joyless and Sonny, the ironically named. Again, no sense of irony. Here's Whoopi.
Well, perhaps no one is going to miss a tyrant like Maduro.
Perhaps.
Is this a legal thing? I mean, who voted for this? Who said, hey, yeah, go on in there and do this? So what is this all about?
Yeah, this perhaps we weren't going to miss this terrible tyrant, but she wants to know who voted for this. Well, I think President Trump's been talking about the drug trafficking coming out of South America, and I can tell you the Biden administration and ABC News and The View didn't talk about it when we had 100,000 Americans a year dying from fatal drug overdoses. And I think this year, last year now, 2025, I think we hit 84,000 fatal drug overdoses or something, which is a number greater than, much greater than we lost in the entire Vietnam War between 1959 and 1975. And the Democrats shrug, and they honestly don't care. That's the thing about them. They're the left. And here's Whoopi, the ironically named Whoopi. Now, perhaps nobody's going to miss this tyrant, this dictator who stole the election, who's a major global figure in the drug trafficking industry. Perhaps he's become filthy rich off it, and his family, Hugo Chavez, his commie predecessor there, the glories of socialism, the warm embrace of socialism. Hugo Chavez's daughter in Venezuela is apparently worth more than $4 billion. More than $4 billion. She picked up some extra shifts down at the airport. She works a lot of overtime. But Whoopi, who voted for this? What's this all about? They deflect and they defend drug traffickers, tyrants, people that torture their political prisoners. And Whoopi's like, who voted for this? Ana Navarro was sitting there.
Your question, who voted for this? The people in South Florida, the Venezuelan community, the Cuban American community, the Nicaraguan American community voted for this. And for us, this is a very, very happy day when we see a dictator who has been part of oppressing and abusing the Venezuelan people for 25 years. When we see him in handcuffs and held to some sort of accountability, it brought me to tears. It brought me great joy.
It brought me to tears. It brought me great joy. Can you imagine such a thing? Isn't that amazing? Ana Navarro was born in Nicaragua. And she, works as a political strategist and things like that. And she works for CNN and for ABC, and she goes on The View because that's an ABC News show, believe it or not. But isn't that amazing? And she said she was so happy to see Maduro removed that it brought her to tears. And Whoopi and the gang, they were completely befuddled by this, confused. And Whoopi and Happy and Joy then turned to Sonny.
Are you okay with the way that it was done?
But you can, I think both things can be true. Okay. I think you can criticize and ask questions and have concerns about the way it was done and what this means in the future.
Right.
And I think you can still celebrate that this murderous, corrupt, sadistic son of a bitch is out of Venezuela.
Yeah.
I think 8 million Venezuelan exiles all over the world. People have fled from this man's tyrannical rule.
But the Democrats aren't impressed by that. They're like, tyrannical rule. So, it's overstated, isn't it? Because what they're moving toward here, what they're galloping toward here now, is tyrannical rule in the United States. Going after our economy, looking to steal all of our money, stripping us of our rights. And we are turning into a third world country at an extraordinary rate of speed. Truly amazing stuff. Yesterday I played, because the Democrat Party is becoming a communist party. And they're seizing power in the United States. And a corrupt media is key to that, of course. They all sleep with each other. And I don't think they sleep. But yesterday I played audio for you of this woman named Sia Weaver. Her first name is spelled CEA. CEA. And that like a government organization abbreviation or something. And when she leaves, do people say, Sia? Sia Weaver is her name. And I played some audio of her yesterday. She's the tenant advocate director for the city of New York now under Zoran Mamdani, a jihadi, commie, anti-Semite, anti-American, anti-capitalist. And the Democrats voted him in to be mayor of New York. I got to tell you, just extraordinary stuff. Where they're going to be taking away property and all that. But here's Sia Weaver, new tenant advocate director in the city of New York.
For centuries, we've really treated property as an individualized good and not a collective good. Mm-hmm. And we are going to transitioning to treating it as a collective good and towards a model of shared equity will require that we think about it differently. And it will mean that families, especially white families, but some POC families who are homeowners as well, are going to have a different relationship to property than the one that we currently have.
Different relationship to property, meaning anything the state wants, we're going to take, because we believe that political power comes from the barrel of a gun, because that's what the Democrat Party has taught us over the last handful of years. They are not on our side. Boy, are they not on our side. We're going to transition to shared equity, meaning everything that you and your father and your grandfather and your great-grandmother worked for and earned, and you have property, they're going to do everything they can to reallocate. That's a euphemism for steal, especially white families, because she's a white racist, a self-loathing white racist. They created a generation of self-loathing Jews, self-loathing white people, self-loathing males, self-loathing heterosexuals. The left is a mental illness. It's not just that they are mentally ill. They are a mental illness. Transition to shared equity. Really? Let's start sharing your equity this afternoon. What do you say? See ya. There's Sia Weaver. But since yesterday, when I played that clip for you, another clip has emerged of Sia Weaver. And it's just, here she is talking about how they're going to decide you're a slumlord. And they're going to steal your property. This is what the commies do. Right? This is, honestly, it's what they do. I've spent a certain amount of time in Greece, probably a couple of months that I've spent in Greece. I love Greece. Greece is the greatest. It's just so wonderful. Remember the actor Anthony Quinn, Zorba the Greek. He played Zorba the Greek. And he really loved Greece. And he was making a lot of money when he was a big movie star. And he bought a bunch of property in Greece, a nice bay, a cove, and on the water, wonderful, beautiful. And at the 1970s, I believe, I'll have to look up the date, the year, a socialist government came into power in Greece, and they stole Anthony Quinn's property from him. So there's this Anthony Quinn Bay or Anthony Quinn Harbor, or whatever it's called, and they stole it from him. So he didn't. They still call it Anthony Quinn. And named after Anthony Quinn because he lived there and he was a famous movie star and Zorba the Greek and all that stuff. But these people, they will steal your property. And this lady, Sia, she's on a tear, and they're coming for your rights, they're coming for your money, they're coming for your property, and they do it with a smile. It's what was that? The book Liberal Fascism was by, and it was good with the yellow smiley face with a swastika on it. Liberal Fascism. And it was all about what was happening to the Democrat Party years ago. Yeah, right. It was Jonah Goldberg, of course. And it was a good book. It really was. Smart book, serious book, good book. Here's Sia Weaver. She's the latest wave of the Democrat Party.
The mechanisms for acquiring distressed housing could look different on a building by building basis. You might happen through like the legal process. A couple of days ago, one of the most notorious landlords in the city, his name is Shalom. He was arrested because he is treating his tenants so badly, hundreds of thousands of open code violations. In cases like that, where the city is actively pursuing already sort of litigation and enforcement mechanisms against the landlord, the SHDA is an option. We can say, hey, you are not maintaining this building, and we are the city of New York. We have an interest in making sure that housing is well maintained, and we're going to take this building away from you.
And we're going to, we have she said that this building had hundreds of thousands of violations. And what was the landlord's name? Israel. Landlord's last name is Israel. Sorry, it's Dov Shalom. Dov Shalom Israel? Or is it just Dov Shalom? Dov Shalom. And so we're gonna take your property away. This is the stuff of shooting wars in third world hellholes. And it's the Democrat Party today, and they're out of the closet and they're saying it out loud. Isn't that amazing? And let's since we're in this, and that's Sia, New York. Honestly, let's go to number 23. Zohran Mamdani. He's amazingly the mayor of New York City in the United States of America, and the Democrats, they're anti-human because they're leftists, and the leftists, you have to be anti-humanity in order to murder 100 million people, as they have in the last 100 years, and to take over countries and brutalize and enslave people and create the Gulag Archipelago. And we don't teach the 20th century in school and on college campuses. But here's Zohran Mamdani. The problem with America is rugged individualism, which is, of course, what created the United States of America and had to fight through savages and Indians and hi, how are ya, and all that stuff. Zohran Mamdani, it's time, and now it's time for the warm embrace of collectivism. We keep hearing this word, collectivism. This is the Marxist playbook, and everything is about race, class, and gender with these people. That is the Marxist playbook. And here's Zohran Mamdani being anti-male masculinity, rugged individualism.
We will draw this city closer together.
No, you won't.
We will replace the frigidity of rugged individualism with the warmth of collectivism.
The warmth of collectivism. And as we played another soundbite yesterday that said the warm embrace of collective. They're using collectivism rather than socialism, right, as a term. Yeah, they're really some. And let's keep in mind, remember during the Obama administration, we played the audio, and NPR did not, of an Obama administration official named Ron Bloom, who they reveal themselves from time to time.
We know this is largely about power, that it's an adults-only, no-limit game. We kind of agree with Mao that political power comes largely from the barrel of a gun.
They kind of agree with Mao Zedong, history's #1 mass murderer of humanity, that all power, political power, all power comes from the barrel of a gun. Yeah, that's how they murdered 100 million people. They starved millions to death and brutalized and beat millions to death as well. Anita Dunn, a senior official in the Obama administration. Barack Obama was mentored by a member of the Communist Party, an active member of the Communist Party named Frank Marshall Davis. When Barack Obama was a teenager, his mentor, his hero, was a member of the Communist Party named Frank Marshall Davis. And remember, they hired Van Jones, who self-identified as a communist. They brought in Ron Bloom, who agrees with Mao Zedong. They brought in Anita Dunn.
Two of my favorite political philosophers, Mao Zedong and Mother Teresa.
Just hilarious. Yeah, Mother Teresa and Mao Zedong. Mao would have murdered Mother Teresa, of course, because that's what Mao did. And then at NBC News, they have anchormen and anchorwomen, people like Lawrence O'Donnell.
Unlike you, I am not a progressive. I am not a liberal who's so afraid of the word that I have to change my name to progressive. I'm not either. Liberals amuse me. I am a socialist. I live to the extreme left, right? The extreme left of you mere liberals, okay?
The most murderous death cult in the history of humankind. And they cute-seated up. They've dressed like Jonah Goldberg's book, The The fascist, the Nazi, the swastika with a smiley face on it. And they've repackaged the most dastardly, blood-drenched death cult and political movement in the history of the world. And the Democrats in the United States are bringing it back. As far as they're concerned, the Cold War is not over until they say it's over.
You're listening to The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news. Making sense of your world on the go. Stream your favorite shows, get the day's top headlines, and access our podcast archives, all with the new WMAL app. This is for you. Get the WMAL app on Google Play or the Apple App Store and stay connected.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, so I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Unfortunately, I have to go.
Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do.
Bye.
Mom and I have banked with Northern Credit
I'll be
Union
back,
for
though.
a long time, and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan.